I'd come from Haven. He said he was tired.
Tired of hiding. Tired of fighting and running. Tired of life underground, of living in the dark and in fear.
I mean, I guess the biggest thing is kind of bringing back some of the stuff from Resistance 1, like the weapon wheel, being able to have multiple weapons. What else is new? We're a much darker game, I think, now than Resistance 2. And I think one of the big major things is we're a lot less military. We try to pull out the kind of the military focus, and we're focused a lot more on kind of like the human struggle and the human survival. You know, like we have lost the war, and so we're just really showing pockets of humanity trying to survive.
Yeah, so you know, Joseph Capelli was in Resistance 2, and the character that he was in that game was very gruff. He was angry, and he threatened to kill Nathan Hale a couple times along in the game. So he was a very different character than he is in Resistance 3. You know, when I looked at that action at the end of Resistance 2 when he killed Nathan Hale, I kind of saw that as a haunting moment for him. And now Resistance 3 takes place 4 years after the end of Resistance 2. And Capelli is a haunted man. He remembers, you know, when he had to do to save humanity. He had to kill a man, you know, he's haunted, like I said, but he's also changed his priorities in his life. He no longer fights. He has a family, and he wants to do whatever he can to protect his family. He'll sacrifice himself if necessary, and of course, this being a video game, we need to, you know, ratchet up the action, so he's forced to kind of go back into action to save his family.
We have a couple of new kinds. I mean, one of them we've showed is the long legs. He kind of jumps around, he's really mobile, he can move all around the environment. What else do we have? We have some new kind of, yeah, we have the Brawler, which is kind of an evolution of the Titan, which was in Resistance 1 and 2. The Titan used to have really big guns, move really slow. We want to kind of change that character to be a lot more kind of in-your-face melee guy, so that's where the Brawler came about. I think that, I mean, the big thing for Resistance 3 is we wanted to show that, like, survival element, you know, that you really have to worry about your health. Having the regenerative health didn't really show that off too well. We tried a lot of different things, and when we went with kind of the health pickup model where you're not regenerating, you had to go pick up your health, it was much more of a struggle, much more of a survival feeling, and it worked really well for our game. I mean, it's the third in the series, so we've had a lot of time to kind of improve our systems from AI to weapons. I think one of the biggest things is, I think our storytelling really is evolved. I mean, it's a lot more atmospheric, a lot more dark. It's previous resistances have been very military, you know, it's always in your face kind of combat. We have a lot of that still in Resistance 3, less military though, you know, we're focusing a lot more on the human element, so we can have times where it's a little slower and you can take in the world and see how people are struggling and living, and I think that's one of the biggest strengths of Resistance 3.
And one of the things you'll notice from the guns, the weapons, is that each one can upgrade twice, which is new for Resistance 3. So it adds another layer of gameplay, because as you're going along, you can see how you're doing in all of your upgrades with the weapons, and when you get an upgrade, it kind of changes the way that the weapon works, and it allows you to do new things that you weren't able to do before. Like the shotgun, when that upgrades, you get some incendiary rounds, so you set guys on fire when you shoot them. So it becomes a little bit more fun to kind of move through the environment and try out all the different weapons.
I think I might die. I just don't want to feel scared anymore. You are the resistance.